All right. What is going on, everyone? Hope you're doing well. I'm back in the classroom. Hope yesterday went well. Hope you remember what we read yesterday. It was tough. I never want to have to watch that again. I don't know what we did, but somehow I got through. We reread about 10 minutes, and, it was just more of that like moral dilemma. Like, if you don't know somebody, are you really going to go out of your way to save them? Today, we have some more action with Jules's family, because they've been covering for her quite a bit. Just because she's all banged up, pardon the pun, doesn't mean customers will stop coming in. So I'm going to do my best to read. You might hear a lot of throat clearing. But other than that, I think I can get through it. Hopefully. Let's do it. Where are we at here? Chapter 7. Mr. Pacelli is back in his room at lunch. So Sawyer and I have to eat in the calf the rest of the week with Trey. Thank goodness. Remember what happened the last time they were alone. But we don't talk about the visions. Too many people around. There are a few fleeting moments at my locker and a few short phone conversations. But as the week progresses, I get more and more stressed out by the fact that I barely get a chance to see Sawyer, top of the next column, much less talk about what he's going through. Add to that, I'm feeling guilty about still not going back to work. Plus, I'm broke. And the sooner I get working, the sooner I'll be able to do deliveries again now that I'm allowed to drive, which means I'll be ungrounded and I'll get a real cell phone that can do more than just make phone calls. Maybe Sawyer and I can arrange a few clandestine meetings. Clandestine, I did highlight it. It's a good word to know. It's not pulling up, but clandestine, unless anybody knows, I'll pause it. Clandestine means like secret, but then there's like some maybe illegal activity going on, like drug dealers. They could meet in a clandestine fashion. So clandestine, politicians might meet in a clandestine way too, like secret business that is illegal. Not to mention, Rowan's been working her face off covering for me. So I ease back into the work scene. It's just like old times. Why is that line keep? It's just like old times, Trey says, as we three head downstairs to the restaurant together Friday after school. Rowan is in a good mood too. She only has to get us she only has to get us through the dinner rush and make sure I'm cool with everything before she gets the night off to do who knows what. And it's pretty easy rolling back into it. My body gets tired a little sooner than it used to, and I'm not quite as fast as I'd like to be, but the cast doesn't really get in the way too much, and it's actually getting me some pretty nice tips. Trey is out most of the night with deliveries while mom and I cover the tables, and Aunt Mary works the front of the house. Dad's having one of his depression days and hasn't shown his face, top of the next column, which is actually kind of nice since we really aren't talking right now. In a lull, mom joins me in prep and we roll silverware. So if you ever work in a restaurant, you might have to do prep when it's slow. It's basically rolling silverware. I worked, I think, one time in a restaurant. Yeah, it's only been once. But yeah, the prep work, like when you get to your table, and if you work at a restaurant that has usually like a napkin, but the silverware is rolled up inside, somebody has to do that. And servers do that during their like lulls, during their time when they don't have any tables. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I didn't mind it. Tips are nice because you get to go home with a pocket full of cash usually every night. Keeping up all right, she asks. Yep, I say. Good. It's awkward between us, too. Ever since before the crash, I thought mom wanted to sort of confide in me. Confide, that might be a word right? Like secrets, telling somebody a secret. She did already a little when she told me that she knew it wasn't easy saying goodbye to an Ignati, and she wasn't talking about herself, but she doesn't know I know about Dad's affair. Top of the next column. And the weird thing is, I don't know what to do. Like now, we could talk if she wants to, I guess. How's everything going for you? I ask. And I realize I never ask her this. She tilts her head and smiles. seemingly pleased that I've put aside my selfish ways for the first time ever. Not bad, she says. Old Mr. Moretti punched my butt again. I think he's going senile. Oh, pinched my butt again. Okay, that's harassment. Maybe you're just a hottie, I say, grinning. He never does that to me. He better not, or he won't know what hit him. I don't want you girls waiting on him. She pauses and lightens up again. If he weren't senile, I'd kick him out, but top of the next column, I've been pinched in public since the 90s on the L. She says it wistfully. Mom, I say, I don't want to know about her glory days or whatever. Then I think about it. You know, that's really kind of sad. You should get pinched at least once a week. Oh, why are they talking about that with your mom? You think? Sorry, she probably says it like, oh, you'd think. She mutters, and then she laughs and tosses her hair a little. I set down a roll of silverware and glance at her. How's Dad these days? I ask, tentative. Any chance he's ready to unground me yet? She laughs again. I'm seriously asking you. She pulls in a breath and sighs, and then shakes her head a little, grabbing a new package of napkins and slicing the wrapper open with a little retractable utility blade she keeps in her apron. Julia, she says, turning to me, it's complicated, and no, I don't see you getting ungrounded anytime soon. I scowl and glance at my lingering guests. What's so complicated? You guys are... I clamp my mouth shut, knowing pointing fingers isn't going to get me anywhere, especially when I think Mom might be on my side. Sorry, it's just frustrating. I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. Top of the next column. All right, so a couple things there really quickly about the parents. I mean, you can't imagine there's a lot of like affection between the husband and the wife. They're probably kind of living just like friends, which is pretty sad. And then you would think in a relationship that's equal, the mom would have a say like, oh yeah, I don't think you should be grounded anymore. I'll talk to him. We'll come to a compromise. Maybe he wants her to be grounded for another month. And the mom is like, she really hasn't done anything wrong. Can we unground her like soon? They can have that talk in private. Hopefully parents have that talk in private. They don't have it in front of the teenagers. But we'll find out that the mom is sort of on Jules' side, but not completely. The next column up there. Whoa, seriously? Leaving work, stealing the meatball truck and wrecking it, not to mention yourself, seeing a guy you are forbidden to see and sneaking around with him at 2 a.m? I try to breathe. I wouldn't have tried to sneak if you guys weren't so... I catch myself again. Look, I say as a customer catches my eye. So we still don't know exactly who caught her down there, but she did. I mean, she was caught. Remember those steps at the end of the first book? Look, I say as a customer catches my eye. I just think the Ignati DeMarco rivalry is so Middle Ages or whatever, Shakespearean, over dramatic. It's ridiculous that Dad can't get over it. It would have been a lot of money, Mom says. Only if Dad had the drive to actually... she probably shouldn't be saying this, but only if Dad had the drive to actually manufacture and sell the stinking sauce like Fortuno did. I pause. Or do you mean the money you would have gotten from suing the Agnatis over it? I set down my last roll of silverware hard. Customer, I say, as I walk off, so she doesn't think I'm stomping away mad. Who knows? Ask your father, she mutters under her breath. I don't think she expected me to hear that. But you can see this is the new Jules. She's just like she stood up to Roxy and BFF Sarah. She's not just letting her mom talk over her. She's trying to actually, stand up for herself a little bit. Excuse me. Chapter 8. The weekend is endless. I'm working when Sawyer's off. He's working or volunteering when I'm off. And we don't even manage to connect for a quick phone call. I hate this. Hate not knowing what's going on. Hate that hours and days are ticking away and we're not doing anything. I'm worried as hell. Top of the next column. The phone vibrating in my hand wakes me at 2 a.m. Takes me a second to pull out of my dream and figure out what's happening. I sit up on one elbow and answer it. Hey, you okay? I whisper, my voice full of sleep and air. Remember, she shares a room with Rowan, so he doesn't answer for a second. I think maybe it's an accidental rolled over on his phone in the night call. But then he says in a quiet voice, Jules, I'm freaking out a little. I glance at Rowan and she hasn't even moved. What's happening? I turn my face away from the door as if that'll keep my whispers from slipping under it. Well, I had a chance to watch The Vision on TV a few times, like 50, I mean. And I can hear the whir of anxiety in his voice notching up. He takes a breath. It's really horrible. It almost made me puke, I swear. I press my lids shut with my fingertips. Oh, God. I say, there are no other words. Are you taking notes, writing it all down? Yeah, some. I think I hear a creak of the hallway floor, but it's nothing. I pull the blankets over my head. What can I do? How can I help you? Top of the next column. I hear the tightness in his throat as he swallows hard. Hears the air rush from his nostrils into the phone, tiny blast of emotion. And then it comes again, and he doesn't speak. And I know he's trying to hold it together. Crap. I remember this, I say. My gut twists. I know how hard it is. I cringe, thinking I sound like a condescending jerk when what I really mean to say is that it's okay to cry with me. Condescending, you probably know that one, right? Just in case I'll pause, maybe, talking down to someone like you know everything and they don't know anything. Turns out he doesn't need my permission. After a few minutes of him and not quite silent sobs, and me staring into the caverns of my blanket, wishing I could be with him, remembering, he blows out a breath and says, I don't think I can do this alone. You're not alone, Sawyer. His silence tells me he feels otherwise, and suddenly I'm furious, not at him, at my parents, and at his parents, and at the ridiculousness of this. I can't see or help my friend, my boyfriend, because of something gross my father did. This is nuts, I mutter, throwing my blankets off and sitting up on the side of the bed. I can hardly contain the surprise tsunami of anger that floods me. Where are you? In my room. Top of the next column. Do you want me to come over? I cringe again, imagining the trouble I could get into. But the anger is bigger than the fear. The boy across town is more important than the man in the next room. No, I mean, yes, of course, obviously, but no. I'm okay now, and I don't need any more trouble with the proprietors. I'm just glad. He trails off for a moment, and his voice goes soft. I'm just glad you answered, and that you're there. I can hardly stand it. I'm here. We'll figure out something. I can't take this either. I need more than a few minutes at my locker with you. I don't think I would have said that if it weren't for the cover of darkness. Oh, God, Jules, he says, and it sounds like he's about to break down again. I miss you like you have no idea. I know I sound like a basket case. I'm sorry for slobbering all over, but this has been the longest week and everything's so blanked up. Yeah, I need to tell you about it. There's stuff I haven't told you. I nod. I want to hear it all. I want to help you. I will be there helping you, okay? I mean, do you know when it's going to happen? Probably not. No idea. I close my eyes, feeling defeat. We'll get it. I just need to figure out how to get it out of here. How to get out of here. I'm suffocating. We both are. We're quiet for a minute. Stay on the phone with me, he says. Please? I will. I climb back into bed and pull the blankets over me, keeping the phone to my ear. You read that right there. I mean, it's probably nothing, but just in case. He laughs a little, and it makes me feel better for him. We whisper a little bit, and then soon we're quiet. My eyelids droop. In an instant, it's morning. That's not a good place for us to stop, is it? We need a cliffhanger. Let's read a page here or two. Okay. 9. What happened to your face? Rowan asks as we stand in the bathroom together, putting finishing touches on our makeup. I glare. Nothing. The imprint of the cell phone remains on my cheek, though It's not nearly as pronounced as when I first got up. She narrows her eyes at me, suspicious. You know, she says, I don't mind picking up shifts for you in case you're like feeling a little overtired or if you need to go to the library for a project or something. I like money. What does that mean? Like the last time she went to to the library for a project, right? Didn't she sneak out and meet Sawyer? I pause and look at her in the mirror. Or maybe you want to. I don't know, volunteer somewhere on Saturday mornings. I set my can of hairspray down. You need to get a little creative, is all I'm saying. Don't you want to join a club after school? Try out for a sport? She blinks her lashes rapidly and smiles. I snort. Yeah, I say, wavering my cast. Sports. Okay, so that right there, we could discuss. That right there is a really good inference, I think. Right? What does that tell us? What we just read. You need to get a little creative. All right, I'll pause it here, but hopefully somebody said it. It's like Rowan, the little sister, might be a little sneakier than we think. She might have like, more going on or whatever with Charlie or whatever. Like she's sneaky and she's nice. She likes, what if she's trying to save up for a ticket to go see Charlie or something like that? I don't know. But it seems like Rowan is kind of sneaky for the little sister. Be careful of her. Sports. Well, I'm just trying to help. She puts away her makeup and glances at one of the 17 clocks. The top one, which actually works, that the hoarder decided would look great piled on the towel rack above the toilet. Let's go. I nod. Thanks. As we grab our coats and backpacks, I ask her, what do you do with all your money anyway? Save it. For what? A trip to New York. Spring break. Going to see Charlie. She patters down the stairs. Top of the next column. My jaw drops, and I follow her. You're what? She shrugs. I already have my plane ticket. You? I sputter. We climb into the running car where Trey is waiting, tapping the steering wheel with an annoyed look on his face. Mom and Dad are letting you go? I can't believe it. Letting her go where? Trey asks. He takes off quickly down the alley and turns onto the street. Rowan is quiet from the back seat. I turn and look at her. She's pressing her lips together. All right. Good place for us to stop. Poor Trey. It looks like he is not going to be included. Looks like he's not going to be included in this little secret. All right. That's enough reading for now. Have a good one. Next, we're going to watch a little bit more Yugoslavia. Hopefully you can work on your map. Try to figure out these 6 different countries. Are we going to count Kosovo?